Ladies and gents, welcome to Six Figs. I'm Kyle, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about everything ICP, but we're going to bring in a very special guest, one that you might be familiar with, that's frequently on the show, William Laurent. Thanks for joining us all the way from Tokyo, Japan. I love Tokyo, and we are going to be talking all about ICP. Thanks for being here, Will. What's going on with you, bro?
Yeah, a lot going on. Thanks for having me back. As you see, I got better lighting, better camera, better audio, nice speaker here, and most importantly of all, I actually have a haircut now, so I look respectable. So thanks again.
No problem. I love your hair, bro. I wish I had that long flowing hair like you do. But you've had some wild stuff going on here. You had a wild Twitter space that went down just a few hours ago, and I wanted to kind of catch up with you on that because you had Pudgy Penguins, Luca on your space. Those are big name right there. And then you also had like Blockchain Boy. Now, I want to just tell the audience that if they want to catch up with this space, they can find it in the description, in the pinned comment. But why don't you guys just talk a little bit about this space and kind of, what kind of magic was there? This guy's very interesting.
Yeah, without going too deep, Luke is amazing, right? So, in summary, it was just about him sharing his vision. It was about him walking the line between the fiduciary responsibility that he has with VCs, with trying to keep the community happy, and with his whole vision of what the consumer journey through Penguins is, which has become amazing now since we have Penguins merch in Walmart. I don't know if you've seen that, but he's built something really, really special in the NFT world, and the legacy here is not just going to be, hey, this is a cool NFT project, they're doing cool things with Phygital. It's really going to be a use case, I think, for future NFT projects, with Luca providing thought leadership on the right way to get people into Web3 via this amazing onboarding customer journey that involves community, that involves digital art, that involves cute dolls, stuffed animals that you can get in Walmart.
Well, what's insane about this is that here there's this NFT series that exists. If you're one of the lucky ones that owns one of these Pudgy Penguins NFT, you can literally walk into Walmart and buy it on the shelf. But the grander scheme here is that all of these Pudgy Penguins in all these Walmart stores, there's got to be thousands of them all over the world. These things are now going to be generating massive amounts of revenue, cash flowing in to Pudgy Penguins, to Luca. I don't know, does any of that trickle into the NFT holders themselves, or how does that work?
I'm not sure. We didn't get that much into detail, but knowing what I know about NFTs and the old world of Beanie Babies, Beanie Boos, remember those took off. After the Beanie Babies, they still had Beanie Boos, and if you have grapes or some of the old discontinued Beanie Boos, they go for hundreds of dollars each. So I imagine the same thing is going to happen with the Penguins, where you'll have the NFTs on the free marketplace, you'll have the dolls on the free marketplace. So I think I don't have an answer for you, but there's definitely potential there.
Right. And it sounds like it's just the beginning. You got the foot in the door now with this huge product line at Walmart, so it's going to be crazy to see how that develops. I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on Pudgy Penguins going forward. So
everybody's eyes internationally.
Yeah, right, exactly. So you guys, I checked out that Twitter space. It was the bomb. And again, it's in the pinned comment and description. Will, I got to pick your brain though on this spot Bitcoin ETF stuff. And I do think that this will lead into other things like the spot Ethereum ETFs. And we'll talk about Ethereum here in just a second. But what do you think about a full wave of spot Bitcoin ETFs? And for the audience, a spot Bitcoin ETF is basically this mechanism that all these Wall Street hedge firms will use, that basically the ETF will be required to purchase Bitcoin at spot price. So if you've got $1 trillion flowing into a spot Bitcoin ETF, you're going to see basically the Bitcoin market cap go up $1 trillion. I mean, it's just crazy to think about, like, this is happening. And the full wave, the last list I saw, it was like 10, 15 ETFs. I mean, what are your thoughts on this? What's this gonna do?
Yeah, well, you have the best of both worlds here in that you can invest in, let's say, paper, Bitcoin, but you don't need to self-custody, and you're going to be trusting a big firm. So State Street is one of them. I don't remember who the other firms are that have put in for these ETFs, but I did do a lot of coverage earlier this year and last year on the big brokerage firms, State Street being the leader in starting digital asset desks, starting crypto funds. And the regulation part obviously was a holdup, but I think we're going to go over that line soon. Yeah, we're going to see a wave. What it's going to do for the market cap of Bitcoin, I can't really speculate on that. It's definitely going to be a good thing if you hold Bitcoin, but yeah, it's coming, and institutional money is going to continue to flow into crypto. I'm more of an ETH guy, so I'm looking for ETH to sort of ride on the coattails of all the Bitcoin activity.
Yeah. And I think ETH will really ride on the coattails. Once they get these Bitcoin ETFs out of the way, they'll kind of dip their feet in the water. Then BlackRock is going to go after the Ethereum ETFs. And will we just see all these ETFs trickle in of like the top 100 crypto projects? Like, will they just continue on, or will they just keep everything consolidated? It's going to be interesting to see how history plays out over the next few years on this. But yeah, I mean, I'm super bullish on this. I think it's going to be a catalyst for the next bull run.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it all comes down to regulation. And what I'm seeing lately is that it looks like the SEC wants to implement, I would say, a one-size-fits-all sort of template. That's not necessarily the best thing for crypto, and that's not going to work very well in a lot of cases. So cautiously optimistic, but for right now, these ETFs are just one commodity, right? It would either be Ethereum or be Bitcoin, not a whole blend like we would get in traditional ETFs. So we'll see. We're a ways away from that, but it's coming.
Yeah, no, I agree. Pick your bane really quick on this article. Here's when Ethereum might reach its all-time high. This analyst chips in, and they go on to state that ETH has been trading inside a bullish triangle pattern for over 1.5 years. And we'll talk about ETH here in the charts in just a second, but this analyst is projecting that we are going to see a $5,000 ETH by 2025, citing a long-term bullish pattern. I mean, we'll look at that. That's something to think about. But I mean, you hear about people talking $10,000 ETH. Like, you hear the term $10,000 ETH thrown around quite religiously in the crypto verse. At least I do. Or maybe I'm wrong, but that's kind of like what I hear. So, I mean, I don't know. What are your thoughts? Can ETH hit 10K?
Well, my target is 8,000, and I think that's my exit point.
Okay.
This might be a little bit pessimistic. I think that when ETH does run to 5,000, it's going to happen almost overnight, and then I think it's going to take out 6, 7, 8. Now, I'm not a financial analyst, disclaimer, but we could see 5,000, we could see 8,000 in, I would say, 12 to 16 months if Bitcoin can continue to stabilize and continue its amazing rampage.
Yeah, absolutely.
ETH is going to catch up. Like that gap, if you look at the gap between Ethereum and Bitcoin, Ethereum's been narrowing that over time. It's sort of separated a little bit. I'm looking for ETH to have that bull run up to 5,000 and then take out some pretty big all-time highs after that.
That'd be sweet. And you think about like the Bitcoin ETFs, the Ethereum ETFs, I suspect that once the Bitcoin ETFs get approved it's going to be fairly easy, or a lot easier, for all these other ETFs to get approved, in a quicker time frame. So yeah, when you talk about like a quick sprint to 5K, a lot of times, like in these bull markets, we'll see what's called a melt up, and it's just like green god status candles to the upside. So I think, within a month, it could even happen, month or two, not within the next 2 months, but when it does happen, it's totally possible.
It doesn't take much. It takes a few hot NFT projects and like a really hot game, like something like ckETH level, and
Right.
boom, there you are.
Right. No, that's exactly right. And it's just, whoever drives the most hype gets it. Since we're on the top of ETH, we've got Dfinity that's just like strolling in right on time with the ETH integration. Like, here we have the Bitcoin spot ETFs. We've got the Ethereum spot ETFs that will follow after. But here is Dfinity with their ckETH, which is coming soon. Folks, if you don't know what ckETH is, it's the same thing as chain key Bitcoin, but it's chain key Ethereum, and it allows users on internet computer to control Ethereum on Ethereum's native blockchain. I think this is great. I think that it's going to open up a lot of doors for applications to save a lot of money. It's going to be easy for people to basically just port over their Ethereum to ICP, especially like if we get one of these high-level games like Dragons that just blows up on the internet computer and everybody wants to play it. So I don't know. I'm
Right.
interested to see, how this ckETH is adopted, because ckBTC, I mean, there is a demand for it, but I feel like more of the activity and stuff like that happens on Ethereum. Like, there's just not a whole lot of things going on the Bitcoin blockchain than some NFTs getting traded here and there, or tokens just getting bought and sold. Like Ethereum, there's all sorts of things to do on Ethereum. So I think
That's a great point. That's a great, people want Ethereum as their gas token. End of story.
Right.
With ICP, not only is there no gas fees, right? You have 2-second finality. It's not, paying more to push your transaction like you do in Ethereum, then going to Etherscan and following and hoping it finally goes through within a half hour. No, there's none of that. And the ckBTC, the adoption will come. I was reading a couple of days ago that there was a transaction fee that was assessed. I don't know if it was through the Lightning Network, but somebody sent some Bitcoin and it cost like several millions of dollars.
I saw that.
To send it, like almost as much to send it as what they were sending. No, that money is just eaten up. Right? Amazing.
It's crazy.
So the adoption will come. We know that there's the use case. It's just spreading the awareness and talking about it like we're doing now.
Right, exactly. No, it's a good point. It's needed. It's needed. Hopefully, it can get adopted and used to make everything, that much more enjoyable when doing stuff on the blockchain. Because there's a few things that kill it for me: lack of speed, high gas fees. You introduce those to me, I'm out. I don't want anything to do with it. But when you can eliminate or relieve some of those issues, that makes things a heck of a lot better.
And also the cryptography, right? The security.
Right.
That's a whole rabbit hole we can get into next show.
Yeah, absolutely. And basically internet computer, we're just chilling at the ICP dashboard, and they go on to say that maybe I should refresh this. But basically they're doing about a cool 224,000 ETH equivalent transactions. And so basically, not all transactions are equal. ICP performs 80 times the amount of computational work of an Ethereum per transaction. So that is kind of interesting to say the least, because right now ICP is cruising along at a cool 4,000 transactions, but they've hit 17,000 transactions per second in the last 3 months. I believe that was some sort of game testing out some features I remember one of the devs saying we just burned 1,000 ICP testing a whole bunch of features or something like that. And yeah, so there you go. I mean, it's capable of handling 17,000 transactions per second, and basically as many transactions, hundreds of thousands of transactions per second. So yeah, that's kind of cool.
ICP has proven itself to be infinitely scalable so far, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's very
I don't know if you
impressive.
can say the same thing about Ethereum. I don't want to get into the debate about it. Maybe somebody can leave their comments. But yeah,
Yeah, it is. It is what it is.
what it is.
Markets are green right now, man.
Yeah,
Excuse
markets
me.
are. Yeah, I noticed this too. It's about 90% moving up today.
Yeah. So we got FTT. Are you trading FTT token at all? That's
Oh my gosh,
the.
that thing's still around.
I guess, dude. People are having high hopes that it will basically, the exchange will get launched and the token will get reinstated. I mean, it's playing with fire, in my opinion. But I mean, still, the FTX token is ranked number 47. How is that possible? That just blows my mind.
Yeah, there is definitely speculation. I would not think that there would be that much speculation, but I guess it's just burning a hole in people's wallets at this point.
Yeah, for sure. We got the good old ICP up 2.5% on the day, 10% on the week, 18.2% on the month. Not bad. We're all in green numbers for this year, so that's awesome to see. We won't get into this article because it's loading, but getting back to that Ethereum, and we'll cover the whole, we'll cover ICP here in just a second. But that one analyst was talking about some sort of bullish triangle or something like that, and I'm just not seeing it. So I'll tell you what I am seeing, and this is very bullish. I am seeing a bullish for Ethereum. I am seeing this actually gets me a little excited, William. And we are seeing what's called an ascending triangle, and this is a very bullish sign to see. Basically, this is price action winding up to make a big move to the upside. That's just, it is what it is. We've got the lows getting higher, and we are seeing the highs stall out. So what's going to happen is that this price action is going to go like this, and we're going to see ETH probably pop off. Now, one thing that I like to do when trading ascending triangles is I like to kind of come over to the starting point, and I come up to this upper trend line. This isn't financial or technical or any sort of advice, but I like to kind of plant this gap on top of the ascending triangle. And I mean, yeah, that brings a price tag right up to around this $5,500, $5,300. So that move to the upside could happen very quick. And we were talking about like melt ups and stuff like that. I mean, you can see how price action just moves so fast right here. For example, $700 to $1,400 within less than a month. So I mean, price action moves quick. We got a beautiful ascending triangle. I am super bullish on this setup right now. The fact that it is a multi-month, more than this is more than a year pattern. That is also huge too, because the bigger the pattern, the more concrete the move will be, and the bigger the move will be. On the weekly chart, oh, this is great to see. On the weekly chart, so I use this good old-fashioned Ichimoku cloud, which is, we talked about this the last time, Japanese, fine Japanese style of trading. But when on the weekly, this is what I love to see. Price action above the cloud. What happens when price action gets above the cloud? Well, it takes off like the SpaceX rocket. That's what happens. And this thing moved up in some very nice Elliott wave theory form. And of course, I've got our video kind of blocking us, but you can definitely see this move to the upside. This is pure Elliott wave theory move, and we got an ABC corrective wave to the downside. So this is exactly what we want to see. Here we have the accumulation phase, and I do think that we're going to see Ethereum rock off. Let's move over to ICP here. So I know William is a Ethereum whale.
I would say one thing about, can I just add to your analysis?
Yeah, absolutely.
So this time we are going to see gaming lead the way, right? Last time it was all about NFTs. We're going to see gaming. A lot of bad projects have been shaken out. VC money is starting to come in. Web 2 gamers are starting to come into Web 3. That's really going to be a use case that is going to just push things crazy higher for Ethereum.
You know what? I like that. I think you're right on that. And one thing that we've got cooking for ICP is you guys will see all these crazy lines. You know what? I think I might just go ahead and delete some of this stuff, as I can throw them up really quick again. Basically, ICP multi. Well, we got like a year-long pattern of this falling wedge. This thing is looking like it's primed to break out. And on the weekly chart, folks, this thing has never been above the Ichimoku cloud. So ICP has never gotten let off the leash to run, with the pack. So I'm excited to see ICP really break above this Ichimoku cloud, and we need this thing to stay above $5.57. But this falling wedge will propel it to the upside likely. Again, this is very speculative, not financial or trading advice. But right now, ICP has been trading on the daily above the cloud since Saturday the 28th. Saturday, October the 28th. So just about a month. So that's great to see. Once price action gets above the cloud on these higher time frame charts, things just start to rip off. It's just great to see. And I was doing a little video on ICP. There's kind of like this borderline ascending triangle, symmetrical triangle squeeze that is happening on the daily. We just had what's called a death cross. We haven't really seen anything too crazy happen yet, but the death crosses, they can be bullish. This is a golden cross, but the golden cross can be bullish. It can be bearish. It just is what it is. Here's a death cross. You can see how it pulled the reversal very easily. So, we got a golden cross here. Maybe we'll see this thing just consolidate sideways a little bit and then make another move to the upside. So I'm hoping that we see or clear that $5.55-ish level. And I'd love to see ICP rip up to at least the $6.23 level. But it's interesting when I throw up the Fibonacci extension that we get a $5.51 level at the 127, which is a common reversal point. So that's going to be interesting. You have any future targets that you want to see ICP trading at, Will?
I'm pretty much sticking to what we had talked about last time. I expected that we would have taken out 5 by now. I still think any day we'll have a comfortable ride to 5 again. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. But once we take that out, don't be surprised if we can take out 6 pretty quickly too. Also, didn't Dominic Williams, it was maybe 5 or 6 weeks ago when he was talking about the ICP price, didn't he say that some of the initial VCs or investors that had been maybe selling off were almost out of, they had depleted their supply and they were all, that sell pressure was going to be going away soon? I don't recall the exact.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I do know within the last couple months that the price of ICP was at a price that a lot of the seed investors had gotten in at. So that there could have been something like that there too. So it wouldn't surprise me that was the case. But it is what it is. ICP has had one of the most interesting rides in crypto the last few years, just from the whole FTX thing, the whole Arkham Intelligence and New York Times. It's just, they've been the underdog the entire time. And it feels good to see them making this comeback and accomplishing so much, like ckETH, ckBTC, things like that. I think that's about it for the show, folks. I want you guys to all head on over to Twitter, hit up at William Laurent 3. I will post a link in the pinned comment in the description of William's Twitter profile. Hit him up. Tell him I sent you. Will, you got any parting words for the audience?
Tell him Six Figs sent you. And listen to the space today that was recorded with Pudgy Penguins because I don't have much to say. It's all Luca just spitting his vision out for everybody, which is amazing. And I'll be on DGen's Twitter space tomorrow talking about Web3 gaming, what's hot, what's coming down the pike. So
Nice.
turning very, very bullish on gaming right now, especially Ethereum, ERC20, anything with ETH. So
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Well, hey, bro, thanks again for stopping by. Folks, we are going to have William on again next week for another segment. Again, check out all this stuff. He's doing some really super cool stuff right now. But we'll see you guys all on the next video. Peace out.
thank you.